All right, we have our slapper from Over Under. Although it's been a while, I would like to cover it because there's some tech in it here that honestly feel like won us worlds, because just how consistent this is at performing at skills. We were able to get almost perfect grouping every single time, and that allowed us to be ahead of almost every other team. And I'm pretty sure we had the best grouping all season. So to start off, we can talk about the gear ratio a little bit. It's a 16.5 watt slapper running, going through this 24 teeth and then to a 48. So that's down to 100 now, and then 36 to a 72. So that's down to 50. But it is double slip, so we're running 100 shots per minute pretty much. This allows us to be extremely fast. We're able to run all 44 shots like in practice runs in like 18-ish seconds, I think. And I think at Worlds we're running 18.5, something like that. It was really, really fast, and we had really good consistency. So talking a little bit more about the intricate design of this, we were able to actually kind of sand this down, this standoff down, so we can connect these two motors together with almost no gap in between, right? And then we had a ratchet here that was also really low profile on these shaft collars, able to use this Lexan tube to pull this to ratchet our slapper. And yeah, double cut out there. So let me just get this ratchet actually working. Hold up, because we're on the, okay. So yeah, as you can see, it pulls back like that, and then the ratchet stops it. And this is a good time to talk about this Triball placement. See at Worlds by Dan Mance. So we have a very consistent Triball placement too. Although it's very simple, it's able to be extremely consistent because we have these two bearing flats back here, and they're really tight, but we can still adjust them if we want to. But whenever we're placing, the placing of the Triball won't actually, break the placement. And we have this what do you call it? Anti-slip mat here that we can just pull off if we want to adjust the bottom layer, which is a perfect cut for the Triball. So we're able to perfectly place this pretty much every time, and then just hit it over really consistently. You can see there. One thing we did, however, notice was that whenever we're placing a Triball right, the placement of these lines mattered a lot. If we shot it here, it would go further than if we shot it like this, because of just the Triball being harder. So we noticed that placing it like this shot further, placing it like this shot further as well. But then when we placed it, when the line was facing up like this, it didn't shoot as far. So for a lot of our skills runs, especially when we were not running from a elevated field, we would all place the Triballs like this. So then no matter what you do, when you grab it, it's never gonna hit at that bad orientation. So that's a lot of things, small things that we focus on. We've taken this rotation sensor off, but this will basically keep track of how many rotations this main shaft ran, right? This main slapper ran. So that was interesting. I did think that did, of course, make it a little bit slower, but that's not a big issue. Next, I wanted to mention our tension system. We are able to keep a really good tension over the whole time. Sorry, let me get this undone. But all we do is usually just have these extra bands here. So whenever the tension gets too loose, we just pull another one on and pull it onto the pulley, and we're good, right? So that we're able to tune our tension a lot. And then let me just undo this ratchet. It's kind of annoying. All right, and now I want to talk about the flex wheel. So we noticed that, of course, having a flex wheel made it shoot a lot further, since it's so much more squishy and able to transfer so much more force. So what we did here is we actually zip tied it onto a 36 teeth and then put some plastic in the middle, so it holds really well. And the reason we did this is because I know some teams that would just put a washer here, right, and not zip tie the two sides, and that makes it so it's gonna spin around. And when that happens, you're not gonna have a very consistent hit every time, right? Because we want it to this part to hit every single time rather than hitting it here, because this is gonna make it go less far, or maybe sometimes more far, right? So we want to be able to hit at the same spot every single time. So we did. This piece actually snapped. So what I did is just kind of cut a new one and put it there. That worked fairly well. Anyways, with that said, I'll show you the actual shooting, I guess. So also, sorry, it's kind of hard doing this with one hand, but it's able to cancel out almost all the spin, and you can see that just roll all the way forwards. And we found that we tuned that for the perfect backspin, so whenever we would hit it, it would just barely roll. It would only roll forwards and then stop very quickly. And yeah, that's pretty much all we have. This was able to be mounted onto our high hang robot in like maybe around 5 minutes-ish. But at Worlds, we were kind of out of time as well, so we didn't actually take this off for some of the matches, which kind of was a disappointment in the design. But I feel like overall, it's still very good. And in future seasons, if there are shooting games, maybe you can take inspiration from this. Thank you.